I'm Danielle Boote with Highlands Residential Mortgage.
And I'm Victor Bales with Highlands Residential Mortgage right here in Brighton, Michigan, Livingston County.
Today we're going to talk about deceptive mortgage advertising practices and how confusing it is for consumers. Victor, you have a story to share today.
Yes, I do. We're going to share that in just a moment. Okay, Danielle, well, this is kind of cool. This is very interesting. I had a client call me Saturday afternoon, and it's a refinance. And I locked him in last week at a 3.3% APR on a condo. And we locked him in last week, and he comes to me over the weekend. He says, "Hey, Vic, I think I got to cancel the transaction." And I says, "Why?" He says, "I got a better rate with another bank." I go, "What do you mean? What'd you get?" He goes, "I got 2.8% APR." And I told him, I go, "God, I would take that deal in a second." And then I said, "But by the way, where did you get that information?" He says, "Well, I got a letter in the mail." And I go, "Oh, a letter in the mail." I go, "Could you send me that letter?" And he says, "Sure, sure." And I go, "And then I'll call you back after I get this letter." So I want to show you this letter that the client sent me here. And I want to see what you think about it, Danielle. So this letter here is, first of all, you mentioned something to me about when a person receives a letter from a lender, is look up here at this bar. What does that mean?
Well, the barcode that is above or below a mailing address indicates that it's bulk mail. So I read that as it's junk mail. This is not something that was sent to you personally. It was sent to thousands of people.
Ah, okay. So anyway, he told me, as we zoom in right here, he was telling me that he goes, "Well, they're going to give me 2.6 and a 2% APR." And I said, "Man, that is a great rate." So he wanted to cancel his transaction and go elsewhere. And as I received the letter, I said, "Well, did you read the fine print?" And the one thing I didn't like here is it says, "Our records indicate that you have not responded to our previous attempts to notify you on the approval status," insinuating like he's already got a deal going on with these people. So they're trying to entice him. And I said, "Well, let's go look at the fine print here." And when I look down here in the fine print here, is what you see is, yeah, there's the rate, 2.6 to 2 point, and then with a 2.8 APR. But look right here, it's 2.47% discount points to obtain that rate. Okay, 2.47 discount points. And I said, "Do you know what that means?" He says, "No." And I said, "Well, if we take your loan amount of 367,064 and we multiply it by 2.47 discount points, that loan is going to cost you, or that interest rate is going to cost you $9,065 in extra cost." What do you think about that there?
Well, when you really look at the benefit paying points or not, we can certainly quote rates to our customers with discount points or without. I find in my market with clients, most people don't want to pay discount points. They're not tax deductible on a refinance in the same manner that they are at a purchase. And then the next big question is going to stay in this house for 5, 6 years, 9 years to really recoup the benefit of saving? I mean, what did you calculate the savings to be per month?
And I said, well, the difference between my rate of 3.3 and I was going to save them already $400 a month. But the difference between my rate and the rate they were quoting at 2.8 was $115 a month. So when I took the discount points of $9,065 and divided it by the other $115 of savings, it would take him 6.8 years to make up that money to finally start saving $115 more a month. And he says, "Vic, I'm only going to be here 5 years." And I said, "Exactly." So that's when he come to me and he says, "You know what? I think I was deceived. I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm sticking with the rate because it doesn't make sense for me to pay those points."
Correct. And we can run thorough analysis with a client to determine if the discount points make sense. Sometimes they do. I'll quote somebody a discount point if it's a small amount. But when you start looking at a $300,000 plus loan, 2+ discount points. There are lenders that focus on consumers solely on the lowest interest rate, not being transparent with the closing fees. If it's at the bottom of the letter and it's in the fine print, that's a problem. It should be very transparent, very clear, so that you can see what the savings truly is.
And that's why we at Highlands, right here in Brighton, Michigan, are 100% transparent. Every loan officer on staff is a certified mortgage advisor. We will give you the numbers up front, no small print, 100% transparent, because we will give you a competitive rate with a great strategy behind it.
Absolutely. And your mortgage is your biggest asset and your biggest liability. It
Absolutely.
Needs to be managed just like you would manage your 401k or your pension plan or something of that nature. The other thing we're getting, would a lender like this even close this transaction in 60 days?
Maybe.
Would be the next big question. We just helped a client close that had been in process for over 5 months.
With another lender?
Two other lenders. So they had literally taken, and couldn't get him closed. And it was a divorce situation. The guy had to refinance, and you go, okay, if you cannot get a transaction done in 30 to 45 days, that's a problem. It doesn't matter what kind of a rate somebody's quoting you if they can never close it.
So what's our message to all our consumer and all our past customers?
You want to work with a lender that's going to give you fair cost, a fair interest rate, be transparent about it, and actually get your transaction closed.
And if you're receiving a letter like this in the mail, contact us and we'll read the fine print for you and let you know what the real story is.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it for today. We'll see you next time. You have any likes, any questions? What do you think about deceptive practices? Let us know.